It is another beautiful day to dive into the world of sports, but just remind you that this episode is brought to you by playmaster.co.ke and you can use our USSD that's *265#. Also remember you can play our midweek and weekly spin wheel that you deposit 555 shillings and you get to win big. Also remember at playmaster.co.ke you can place your bets with as low as 1 shilling. Now let's dive at CAF's Afcon drama. CAF's appeal board ruled yesterday that in application of Article 84 of the Afcon regulations, the Senegal national team is declared to have forfeited the 2025 Afcon final with the result recorded as 3-0 in favor of Morocco. But there are at least 4 serious legal arguments that suggest this ruling is not as clean as CAF wants you to believe. Are you still with me? Good. But first, let us be fair to Morocco because their case deserves to be understood properly before we interrogate it. Articles 82 and 84 of the Afcon regulations state clearly that if a team refuses to play or leaves the ground before the regular end of the match without the authorization of the referee, shall be considered the loser and eliminated from the competition, with the result recorded as 3-0 against them. On January 18th, Coach Pepe Thiaw ordered his players off the pitch after 2 consecutive decisions went against Senegal in the space of 90 seconds. First, a goal was disallowed for a foul by Abdul Sek on Achraf Hakimi, despite replays showing minimal contact. Then immediately after a VAR review awarded Morocco a penalty, the players left. Only Sadio Mane stayed. The match was suspended for around 15 minutes. The regulation does not say unless you come back. It says without the referee's authorization, Senegal left without permission. Morocco read the rule, applied it, and appealed on that basis. On textual reading, that case is solid. And here is the extra layer Morocco will lean on heavily. What precedent does it set if a team can walk off a pitch for 15 minutes in protest of a refereeing decision in an Afcon final, return, and still keep the trophy? Every team in every future tournament now knows that if they disagree with a decision, they can walk off, regroup, come back, and face zero sporting consequence for it. The regulation exists precisely to prevent that kind of leverage over match officials and the integrity of the competition. You cannot run a tournament if teams can temporarily abandon matches without consequence. That is the strongest version of their case. Now let us talk about why it is not the full story. The first argument Senegal can make is Q approbat non reprobat. It's an Latin principle that means you cannot approbate or reprobate at the same time. You cannot accept the benefit of a situation, then challenge it on the basis of it. After Senegal returned to the pitch, Morocco participated fully in the resumption. They contested the penalty, played the 30 minutes of extra time. They accepted the sporting outcome of that period without walking off themselves. By continuing to play after Senegal returned, Morocco accepted the resumption as legitimate. They cannot now argue the match should be treated as abandoned when they were active participants in the conclusion. That tension will not be lost on the CAS panel. The second argument is proportionality, and this is arguably the strongest one Senegal has. This ruling is without precedent in the history of Afcon and indeed the highest level of international football. The regulation was designed for teams that abandon matches entirely, teams that refuse to take the field, teams that do not return. A 15-minute protest followed by a full return, a completed penalty, 30 minutes extra time, and a winner determined through sporting competition is not abandonment in any meaningful sense of the word. Applying a forfeit provision designed for total withdrawal to a completed match where both teams participated in the full 90 minutes plus extra time is disproportionate application for a rule to circumstances it was never designed to cover. So CIS has consistently held the sanctions must be proportionate to the actual harm caused. The match was completed. That distinction matters enormously in proportionality analysis. FIFA will be watching this CIS appeal very closely because if CIS uphold it, the template may not stay in Africa. The Senegalese Football Federation Secretary General Abdoulaye Seydou Sow has already said that they will appeal to CIS, calling the ruling a travesty with no legal foundation. He is not wrong, to go there. The internal contradiction between CAF's two bodies alone gives them genuine platform. CS operates independently of CAF and has overturned governing body decisions before when the proportionality and procedural arguments are strong enough. Senegal lifted a trophy, celebrated a nation and went home as champions. 2 months later, a boardroom took it away. Whether the rule was correctly applied or not, one question African football cannot avoid is this: if two separate bodies within the same organization cannot agree on what the rule means, on what basis should a nation lose a title they won on the pitch? That is the question that CS will have to answer, and how they answer it will shape the boundaries of what football administrators can do to the results that were already decided by the sport. Remember, this episode was brought to you by playmaster.co.ke. You can use our USSD, that's *265#. I am Mutie, and let me see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed.